Hello everyone, we are starting our tutorial about modeling a house in the program Revit 2024. This is the first part. It's available on my YouTube channel. All other lessons will be available under subscription on the website Boosty. It's about $1 per month. Let me show you the house we are going to design within the course. It's a one-floor stone house, 140 square meters. In addition to the house model, we are going to plan furniture as well. Let me show you the house once again. And in the end of the course, we will make a project of architecture of this house. It's not a difficult project, but good for learning purposes. You'll make all the PDF pages and print it out. You will make the project like in the example. Let me show you all the pages of the project. It will be our starting project. You can download the example, all the links in the description. Okay, I'm finishing the introduction. Let's start the lesson. I'm closing the current model. Please open the program. You'll see a starting page. In the top left corner, click Model, Create. In order to create new project, you need to choose the template we're going to work in. A starting template you can download by the link below. So choose the template on your computer. All the templates in Revit have format RTE. All the projects have format RVT. Remember. So select the template, click Create New Project here, and click OK. The program has opened. We are now on 3D view, the main view. There is nothing yet, of course. We are going to design the house from zero. We will make floor plans, facades, different views. We will make pages for our projects and we'll save the project in PDF format. And then you can use this template in your job actually. It will save you a lot of time. It's very important to have a good template when working in Revit. So in this course we will make a good template, a useful template. So a new project has opened. Let's talk about the interface first. If you haven't watched my course about modeling a frame house in Revit, I highly recommend you do that. It's free of charge. It's available on my YouTube channel, but unfortunately it's only in Russian so far, but you can watch it with subtitles in English. I recommend you do that because in this course we are not going to talk too much about the interface, about some mechanical things of the program. If you have never opened Revit before, I highly recommend you watch at least 2 or 3 lessons from my frame house course. In this course we are going to focus on designing, and we are going to start right away. But anyway, let's talk about the interface first. Let's set it up a little bit. Click File, Options. General options, please make settings the same as mine here. Saving interval 30 minutes. Don't forget to save your project when the program reminds you about that. There is no autosave in Revit, remember. So half an hour reminder is enough. The next step, user interface. We are not going to plan piping, electric tools, so you don't need these tabs. So select the same tools you see on my screen now. Okay. Then double click options. Also set up the same settings as you see on my screen now. It's the mouse double click options. And click OK. Then select the same settings you see on my screen now. Okay, the next step, colors. Again, select the same colors you see on my screen now. This is the color you see when you select the element, so it's not that important actually, but you can choose the same colors like mine. Graphics. Also put the same settings here. Hardware, there is nothing to choose. These two options might be not available actually if your video card is not powerful enough. They are not necessary actually, so you can work without these options. So if you can't select these options, you need to change your video card. Okay, file locations, there is nothing to change here. View cube, also make the same settings as you see on my screen now. And click OK. We are now on 3D view. Before designing something, we need to make levels and grid lines. So let's do that. Please click View in the top, then choose Plan Views, and let's make a floor plan on the level 0. Okay, this is the only level you can select here actually. So let's make the floor plan on the level 0. Choose the level and click OK. We are now on the floor plan level 0. All the plans in Revit you can find in Project browser. Okay, let's talk about the interface. There is Project browser, there is Properties. These two columns can be positioned anywhere actually. You can just take the properties, pull it here, and then pull it back, for example. You can try. You can change dimensions of this sections if you need. In the top you can see tools, different bars of tools necessary for designing. So then quick access tools, line with quick access. So you can add some tool here or delete some tool from this line. Just right click on the tool, add to quick access line. Below there is a working area, then goes visual options. Below these tools there is a state line, and in the right there is some additional tools to control the view when you work, when you design. Okay, so we are now on the floor plan level 0. Okay, all the floor plans you can see in the project browser, floor plans here. Let's rename our plan. Slowly double click on the floor plan, or just right click and rename, and let's call it floor plan first floor, for example. We have made a floor plan. Now let's create elevations. Elevation north, south, east and west, facades, right? In order to create elevation, click on this sign just select this element, and hold on, let me tell you something. If you can't see any elements in your working area, for example, all the elements are too small, or there is nothing at all, so all the beginners got confused actually. Don't worry, just right click and zoom to fit, okay? And the program will zoom all the elements into the working area. Okay, elevation, just select this sign, choose from what side you want to look at your house. You will see this, how to say, nose now, and let's rename it. Just one click on the name. In the property section, find view name, and let's call it facade east project. And go to the next elevation, just click on it, choose the site, and in the property section just name it as you want. Yeah, facade north project, for example. Do the same things with all the rest facades. Select the sign, choose the site, and rename it in the property section. Facade west project and facade south project. You can change the name anytime you want actually, so don't worry about that. Okay, ready. Right click, zoom to fit. Now we have 4 elevations. You can find them in the project browser. There is section elevations, model. There is one more section, elevations framed, decorated elevations, or оформленные in Russian. Yeah? By the way, once one facade is decorated, now let's change it. Just double click on it, make it active, and here change the type. Okay, choose model. Okay, good. Now all the elevations are in the section model. Let's go to the south elevation, double click on it, right click, zoom to fit if necessary. We can't see anything because we don't have levels. Let's make building levels. Let's go to architecture levels. Wait a second, we should have one level already actually, level 0. Let's click on this button, show hidden elements, then right click, zoom to fit. Okay, here it is. That's our level. The problem was just it was hidden on this view, so there is a possibility to make elements visible or invisible on views in Revit. So the levels were hidden on this view. It's not a problem, just right click on this level, unhide the view. Okay, here is a view template here. Do the next thing. In property section, find view template and select none. Okay, we will talk about view templates later. Now right click on the level, unhide the view, category. Okay, now you can click on this lamp below. Here is our level. Let's rename it. Let's call it floor 1, for example. A name of the level can be positioned right side, left side from this level. You can just choose what side you need by this mark, but most comfortable when you can see the name at both sides of the level. Okay, let's change the scale of our view. Let's choose 1:200. Okay, that's okay. You can change the scale anytime. Okay, here is our level. Let's click on this lamp again, and let me tell you about project base point. You can see project base point, here it is, and each project has this point. Click on this point and property section, check these coordinates 0, 0, 0. Perfect. If you have different values here for some reason, just type 0 for each coordinate, okay? You can move this project base point. You can select this point, choose the tool move, but important thing to have this point always in the origin, in the beginning of your coordinates here. Let's move it back, okay? And do it carefully, okay? Move it to the origin. Okay, we have positioned our project base point correctly. Now you can switch off this lamp. Okay, we have only one level, the first floor now. It's enough so far. Now let's import a floor plan sketch we will use to design our house. Okay. In the toolbar, click Insert, Import the image, and choose a floor plan sketch. It's called Mickey 3. You can download this file by the link below. And left click in the area any way you want. That's the example of our floor plan for the house we are going to design. Let's resize our picture. Select the picture, the tool Scale, scroll it closer, click on this corner, make the line from this corner to the opposite one. Now it's 22,000 millimeters, but should be 14,500 millimeters. So click, left click button here, type 14,500 and press enter. Okay, we made it smaller. Let's move the picture, choose the tool move and move it to the origin, to the 0 point, okay? Let's change the scale 1 to 50. Let's try 1 to 100. Okay, let's make 100. Okay, we have positioned our floor plan sketch. I always recommend to have lower left corner of the house in the beginning of the coordinate, in the origin. It's just convenient for work. You can position the picture approximately, you don't need a high accuracy here. Now, before designing our walls, let's make the grid. We have one level, but in addition to the level we need grid lines that will help us design our house. Go to architecture bar. All the grid lines are created on the plans, on floor plans, okay? We are now on the floor plan, the first floor. It's okay, everything is good. Choose architecture, the tool grid, and left click in the free field and just pull it up, left click again and press escape 2 times. How to control the tool, let me show you once again. Grid, left click, one more left click, and if I press escape 1 time, I quit this grid line, but I'm still in the tool grid. I can make more lines, okay? But if I press escape 2 times, I completely quit the tool. Remember. Let's select this new line, the tool move, and left click on this line and pull it here for now. Left click, double escape, okay? Select the first grid line, click on the name, let's call it the line number 1, The vertical line will have names with numbers, the horizontal ones with letters, okay? Let's move our line to the right position, to the beginning of our coordinates, when these two dotted lines are crossed. Dotted lines are reference plans, so don't pay attention to these lines for now. They're created by default. That's it. We have positioned our first line. You can select this hand and pull it up a little bit. Let's work with the second line. Let's rename it. Okay, no, we will rename it later. Let's select the line. You will see the temporary sizes, dimensions. What is temporary dimensions? These are the dimensions you see only when the element is selected. I am selecting the element. I have some dimensions. I can change and position the element like I want. These dimensions are convenient. You can select the element. Let's try. Let's select this line and change this dimension. Just type the dimensions I need. 14,500 millimeters, and the line is moved. Or you can use constant dimensions. Choose the tool measure, align dimension for example. Measure this dimension from these two lines. Select the line, change the dimension, and the line is moving. Remember, what I'm selecting, that element is moving when you change dimensions. So you can use temporary dimensions to position the element faster, or you can use constant dimensions, change these dimensions, and the element is moving. Let's select this hand, pull it a little bit up to fit these two hands, and now you can pull them together. Okay, now we have two grid lines, bordered ones. Yeah, so we just limited our house length. Okay, let's fit these two hands too. Pull it up a little bit. Now we have our house dimension, the length 14,500. Let's make horizontal grid lines. You can choose the line you already have. Select the tool, create similar one. And also first in a free field from left to right, make the line. Double click escape. And then select the line, the tool move, and move it to the origin. Let's change the name. Let's call it the line A. Now let's select the line. Let's use a new tool, copy the element. Oh, sorry, I chose the wrong tool. Once again, select the line, the tool, attention, copy, left click, pull it up, left click, double press escape. Select the line. Let's use a temporary dimension, type 9,900 millimeters, and our line is moving. Okay, if you don't want the picture got selected, you can pin it. There is a special tool. Just select the picture and in toolbar choose pin the element, and now you can't move the element. If you want to cancel pinned element selection, here is a special button here, lower right corner. You can switch on or switch off pinned element selection. So I can turn it off and I can't select this element. Now let's make it active. Let's switch off pinned element selection. Okay, now we have our lines. Let's make one more horizontal grid line. You can select the line. copy, and in a free field, if you want to constrain move direction, you can use Shift on your keyboard. Or you can use this option here, this mark, constrain. So if I mark it, this is constant constraint. If I use Shift, this is a temporary one. Look, I press Shift and I make it active or unactive, okay? Okay, let's position the grid line. Let's measure dimension. Do this measuring, click in the free field, and there is an option equal. You can click on this sign and the program will make these two dimensions equal, okay? But don't forget to cancel the equivalent, okay? Now our grid line right between these two lines. Let's have a look at our project and check the grid lines there. We have three grid lines here, ABC or ABV in Russian. Okay, everything is correct. Let's do like that. Let's look at the vertical grid lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, and one additional one for the terrace. Okay, let's do the same. Okay, let's rename our grid lines AB. If you already have this letter, the program won't allow you to use this one. So let's call it B1, for example. And now you can change the name. ABV in Russian. Yeah? Let's copy the vertical grid and make two additional grid lines, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now let's measure these dimensions and check it. Let's open our starting project again. 3509, 3700, and 7291. Select the line. You'll see temporary dimensions. Let's hide our picture for now. Let's allow pinned element selection here. Now you can select the picture, right click on it, hide on view the element. Let's position our grid lines. Select the line, use temporary dimensions, 3700 and 7291. 3700. Oh, sorry. Don't forget, what I'm selecting, that element is moving. Yeah. Here we put 3509. Then select this line 3700. Then select this line 7291. Perfect. Okay, done. Let's unhide our picture. Click this lamp. Click on the picture. Right click, unhide the element. Right click, zoom to fit. Let's move our elevations a little bit. Just click this sign. Move it here, then the next. Move it here. Oh no, I think we shouldn't do that now. Let's leave it as it was, okay? Let's make our grid lines a bit shorter. Click this hand, pull it here, and pull it here. The name of the grid line also can be positioned from both sides, so you can choose this mark to get it here or opposite side, so it's up to you. We have made a grid that will help us to model our house. We have a starting project, so we know how to position our grid lines. But most often you get just sketch from the client, and of course you don't have any grid lines, so you need to make it on yourself. I always recommend build extreme axis first, so you can just limit your house length and your house width, and actually you can already start modeling. You don't need all the lines of the grid from the beginning. You can make it a bit later. So first, just limit your house dimensions, width and length. Make just 4 lines grid, for example, 2 vertical and 2 horizontal ones. And all the rest you can make anytime you want, actually. Okay, before we start designing our walls, we need to make one more building level. The point is that walls in Revit have dependings from one level to another. Let me show you. Let's go to the south elevation. These lines are too short, let's make it longer. You can pull it up a little bit and pull it down like that. Let's make the scale 1/100. Let's shorten a little bit this level line, and at this side too. Let's make one more level and call it floor 2, the second floor, right? It will be the top of our ceiling floor, right? In case we have 2 floor house, for example, the second floor is usually the floor of the second level, second floor, right? But we have 1 floor house, so it's just top of our ceiling. Let me show you in our PDF. Just open the page with section, and let's see, we have a ceiling floor here, and the second level is just top of our ceiling right here, 3000 millimeters. Okay, when you design a house from zero and don't have this PDF example, right, you can calculate this level approximately, so you can change it anytime you want. So for example, you need the height of the wall, the clean height of the wall, about 2700, right? So 2700 plus ceiling floor, for example, 200 millimeters. And so the top of our ceiling floor will be on the level about 3000 millimeters. So let's select our current level, use the tool copy, one left click on the level, show the direction of copy and type 3000 millimeters and press enter. Now we have this dimension 3000 millimeters. Choose align dimension and measure this height 3000. Perfect. We have our second level 3000 millimeters, like in our example. Everything is good, and we can change this level height anytime we want, but better do this in the beginning. Actually, try to calculate, try to understand this height in the beginning. Consult with the client or with the builder, or calculate it and decide it on your own. You are the planner, right? Changing this level height in the end of the modeling might bring you a lot of troubles, actually. Okay, we have 2 levels, it's enough. Now we can build the walls, and each wall have base level in the down in the bottom and base level in the top. Base constraint and top constraint. Okay, base constraint level 1, top constraint level 2. We have finished our preparation. We made grid lines, we made 2 levels. Now we can start building the walls. We are going to do this in the next part, but in this lesson I would like to talk some more about the interface. Okay, let's save our project. The program reminds us to save it. Let's call our file Mickey 3, the starting project. That's it. Now we work in the project file, not in the template. Remember, it's better do this saving right in the beginning when you start your project actually. Now you see we have another format, not RT, we have format RVT, so we are in the project file now. Okay, the interface. We have a work window. Here we see our model, right? Bottom line with visual settings. Here is scale. Yeah, so you can scale your model. Then go detail level, coarse, medium, fine. Let's make it fine now. Each element have different graphics at different levels of detailing. Okay. Then we have visual style. There is wireframe, hidden line, shaded, consistent colors, texture, and realistic. In realistic style, you see all the textures of your model. I think it's clear, right? It's too early to talk about visual style because we don't have any elements yet. Then go sun path, let it be as it is. Then shades, you can turn off, turn on the shades. Then cut the view. Temporary height isolation, important thing. Let me show you. You can, for example, choose the element, for example, this picture. Click this icon, glasses. You can hide the element. You can isolate it. If you isolate it, you make only this element visible on this view. Let's reset the temporary height isolation. You can hide the element, but when you hide the element with glasses, you activate the temporary hiding. You see this blue frame around your work window. Let's reset the view. So it was the temporary hiding, but if you select the element, right click, hide the view, the element, you hide it forever. Okay, let's get it back. Click this icon, the lamp, right click on the picture, show the element, show the view, the elements. Now you can see it. Category. So if you click isolate the category, all the elements that under the category will be isolated, will be hidden, sorry. Okay, we'll talk about it in the future. For now, just remember, glasses hide temporary, right click, hide forever. Okay, all other icons here are not that important so far. We'll talk about them later. Just remember the icons: level detail, visual style, shades, glasses. This lamp, you will use it a lot when you design the house. This panel to the right is not so important now. I already told you about the possibility to reveal and unreveal pinned element selection here. That's enough for now. Okay, the lesson is too long already. I am finishing now. The next part we'll talk about walls. We'll start modeling the walls. We'll talk about the tools on architecture toolbar. Please don't forget to save the project. Close all unactive views. There is a special icon here. This icon. One more thing about the interface. If you have a lot of windows open here, for example, a lot of views are open, you can change between the windows. Well, this house icon will get you to the 3D view by default. It's always in project browser with braces. You can't rename, you can't delete this view. There is nothing here yet, of course, because we haven't created anything yet. By standard, you see this windows by tabs. You can change it. You can go to View tab, then Windows section, and choose tile views, but it's not that convenient actually. The most convenient thing is to have two screens, of course. I think it's clear. So tile views is not convenient enough. Okay, let's get back to tab views. Click here, this icon, tab views. Or when you have too many windows open and can't see the tab you need to go to, you can use the icon in the top here, switch the windows. You can find it here, or you can find it in the view section here, switch windows, and choose the window you need. It's very convenient sometimes, because sometimes there are too many windows open. If you don't need all the windows, you may leave only one active window. By the way, we forgot to make one more grid line. Let's make it now. Let's copy the current line 1 and move it to the left side. Here, let's check the dimension. $3,100 mm. Let's get back to the program. Select the line. See the temporary dimension. You can move it, by the way, by these hands. Pretty convenient sometimes. Okay, and type 3,100. Okay, let's rename the line 1 with a stroke at the top. Okay, done. Let's make dimensions between the lines. The two line dimension. Measure the length of the house and measure dimensions between the lines. Double escape. Let's move these lines and this dimension. Select the dimension, the two make similar. Measure dimension between the lines. We forgot one more line, horizontal one. Yeah. Okay, let's make it now. This grid line will limit our terrace. Copy the existing line, show the direction of copying, and type 3,000 mm. On the keyboard, type 3,000. Select the dimension, edit witness line, and measure this dimension. Okay, we have all the dimensions now. Let's rename the line, OG in Russian. Okay, that's it, my friends. Don't forget to save the project and see you next part.